Hi, I'm Tim Black from Irrigation Tech, and this is a backflow preventer. We're often asked, what is this thing? Why do we have them? Why do I have to put one on my sprinkler system? Their purpose is to protect our drinking water from contaminants that might be on your lawn, like fertilizer, grub control, weed control, pet droppings, things like that that could accidentally get sucked back into the drinking water, and I'll explain how that could happen in a minute. So the the way the backflow preventer works is inside this thing there are two spring-loaded check valves. So it comes off. This little guy that I'm pulling out now is just meant to hold the check valves in place. And alright, so inside this thing there are two check valves. That's why this is called a double check. This is what is code for most of our area. We're in the Rochester, New York area. The Water Authority covers most of the Monroe County Water Authority covers most of our area as our supplier of water, and they require this. And this is in fact New York State code, what the state requires. So this is a check valve, and the way it works is, this device, you can see there's an arrow right there. That's because water can only go that way through it. It can't go back. The reason it can't go back is because of these guys. There's two of them. So the water can enter this check valve this way. I am actually pushing it open, probably not easy for you to see. As I push it open, water can flow. Water can flow this way. The water tries to flow that. Actually, every time I let my finger off of this, it closes. So water can't go backwards. So these two guys are inside of this device. Water can flow that way. Anytime the water stops, they actually close, and if water tried to go backwards, they wouldn't allow it. So that's how these guys work. If you lost water pressure to your entire house out at the street, like the Water Authority could have a pump go down, or the fire department could have a fire to put out nearby, and they pull a lot of water really fast, and you can actually lose water pressure on your street. And how that works is, this straw is your house. I pull the water up out of the glass, and the water actually stays, the water's still in the straw. But if you open a faucet in your kitchen, the water comes out. Same thing happens with your sprinkler system. The water is captured in your house, but the sprinkler system goes on, and it opens up and allows the water to come out. Now, why that's significant is if the sprinkler system were going, and a head was up, and there was grub control or fertilizer or something like that near the sprinkler head, and then that happened. So you lose water pressure out at the street, and the open sprinkler head is right here. It creates suction and could theoretically pull the grub control or whatever back into the system, into your house, out to the street, and then when everything gets repressurized again, you could have water come back up in your house, your next door neighbor's house, the house across the street. So that's what we're trying to prevent. This thing makes sure that cannot happen, because these guys right here, these two guys right here, both shut down in the event of that kind of a situation. This is a backflow preventer that's been installed for about 15 years now, and it's been tested annually for 15 years. This one's different from the one that I showed you earlier. This is an RPZ. The one from before was a double check. The reason it's different is because code has changed in 15 years. This is what was required 15 years ago. So this has to be tested just like they all have to be tested. And what I test it with is this. I am a certified tester. This is my test kit. So I'm going to test this device. So there's these three test cocks up top that I have to use. This device has 3 hoses on it. I have to use all three. In this particular device I have to actually test three things. On the double check I'm only testing that each check works. On this one I have to also test that the relief valve relieves at the proper pressure. Okay. So I have to fill the device with water now from the I have to fill the test device with water from the backflow. Okay, so I'm actually testing the pressure across the first. This, like the other one, has two check valves in it. One's located here, one's located here, and where that other one just had that cage in the middle that just held the two checks where they belong, in the middle of this one there's actually a relief vent. So part of the test on this is actually the testing that it relieves at the proper pressure. So here we go. And this one actually failed. And then the last section is testing the back. And to do that, I'm actually going to apply back pressure to it. And we're good. Well, except that I still have to fix the middle part. But that's the process. So annually we test this thing, make sure it works, and as long as it does, you'll never have water going back to your into your drinking water. You'll always be safe. In summary, we have to install a backflow preventer on every irrigation system that we install, and they have to be tested annually. By doing that, you will know for sure that you can never make anybody sick or get sick yourself from something that is on your lawn that you didn't intend to get in your drinking water.